In this lesson, we're going to take a look at how we can animate objects within our Unity scene based off of keyframe animations that we will actually create within Unity using its built-in animation tools. Now, this method I used pretty much to animate all the props within the level of this game. And these props are basically here to tell the story of what state we are within our game. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to animate one of these prop objects and then go ahead and speed up or pause the video and animate the rest, and then I'll come back and review with you how these were done so you can move forward in the course with the knowledge to animate your props and what animations are needed for the rest of this game. I'm going to get started and I'm going to show you, because once we create one of these, you'll be able to do the rest no problem. And I'm going to tackle one of the harder ones to do. So that's going to be this battle axe. That's right. And we're going to make this guy swing around, the in transition, the swing, loop, and then out. Simple as that. And then after I walk you through this process, I'll pause it, do the rest, and come back and review up with you. So let's get started on this here. Let's go down to our axe here. So what do we want to do? We want to create an in animation. So in this animation window, I'm just going to say create new clip. And I'm going to go to our animation files. I'm going to title this one prop. You know, I'm going to start with the swing. Prop swing. Cool. Alrighty, so let's get started. Let's set this to 24 frames a second. And let's make this animation window a wee bit bigger. So let's drag it over here so we can see what we're doing. And let's start at frame 1 here. When we're in here, it's going to auto set it to record. Okay, so let's make a loop. So what I want to do is let's go up here to our rotation. And actually, I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use this. So what axis do we want to rotate this in? We want to rotate it in the Z axis. So let's start it way up here. Let's go 64. All right. And let's go down. I'm just ballparking it here. Let's go to 24 and let's go minus 64. Cool. And let's hit play. All right, so it's swinging this way. We're doing some. It's pretty slow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go halfway in between. So we're at 24 frames. Let's go to frame 12. Let's set that there. And then let's copy those beginning frames and go down to 24 and paste it. That way we have a perfect loop here. It's going to start there and end in the exact same position. All right. Cool. So now let's go here. All right. So that's a little bit fast. Okay, so don't worry, we're on the right track. So let's move these up. Let's go 13, 14, 8 frames. Let's go 20. Okay, and let's go up here, and then 32. Let's go all the way up to 40. All right, even spread there. Let's see what this is giving us. All right, that's looking a bit better here. Cool. You can see I have some jerky motion there. That's just the curve of our animation here. It's pretty, we need to soften this up. So let's grab the beginning and the end here. All right, and let's actually expand this so we have our full control. Let's click on our rotation Z, and let's go in here, and let's say flatten. So now we have a nice flat ease in and ease out. Let's do that for the middle there too. I just went down, expanded my rotation, selected my rotate Z to single that one out. And now let's see what we're getting here. That's much better. All right. Still pretty fast though. So I'm not too keen over that. So let's go back to here. Nice and easy to see back in our dope sheet there. So now let's go 20. Let's move this up to 25. Wherever this is, let's add 5 frames to that as well. Let's go up to 50. All right. Now let's see what this speed is giving us. Yeah, that's much better. And let's go back to our curves window here. And I'm going to select this keyframe. Make sure its value is, okay, 64. I can see down here. I'm going to go back here, make sure they're both matching, 64. Perfect. If you notice a little pop or click in your animation, it's because these values don't match up. So let's go, I just need to reflatten these guys out. And let's hit play. There we go. we have our axe. Cool. So there we go. So now we have our axe swing, and that one's going to be looping as we want. And when we first start the game, I do not want that thing to be swinging. I want it to be just standing still, right? It has to be just still object. So let's go in here and let's actually right click. Let's create an empty state. I'm just going to call this axe idle. And set that to default. And what is this? This is an empty node. It has absolutely no animation on it. So if we go to a scene, it's just going to stay. It's not going to be playing anything because there's nothing there. So that's all well and good. And we have a prop swing. Now let's create one more animation. So let's go in here and let's say create new clip. I'm going to say animation files. And let's go prop swing. I should have said axe swing. I'm sorry about that. Prop. Let me do that for this one. Prop axe intro. Save that. And now let's make an intro animation for it to start. When we first enter danger mode, I want it to like see something that's triggering. Oh, this is starting up now. So let's just do, let's set this to record mode. I'm going to set it to 24 frames a second as well. Let's zoom this guy in here. And now I'm going to start and just move forward a couple frames. And I'm just going to move this guy around. Let's select our axe. And let's go position, move him up and over. I want that to stay in 0. And up and over, 2. Let's go down, like it's shaking. I want, in the initial game, I just had a little rotation, but I want to try something else this time, as I can, right? So let's move them up and over, and we should get some kind of weird popping thing. I see I went in the same direction both times. Okay, let's go up and down, and just a quick little, that's a bit much. But let's tone it down a little bit here. Let's go to our, we're in our curves, which is great. Let's expand this. Let's go X. And let's move these. Scale them down a wee bit here. Okay, so it's not moving so much. That's looking a bit better. Quick little shake. That's cool. Pretty powerful, but you know, it gets the job done. Let's go, and I really encourage you to take your time with this. This is your game that you're doing, so you can make these as amazing as you want. I'm just doing this pretty quickly so we can get the point across and you guys understand what's going on. So let me just see what this looks like here. I'm gonna go, that's cool with me. That's all I want, just a little initial trigger, right? So there we go, our axe intro. Simple animations. So let's go in here. I'm going to say axe intro. All right, so I'm going to create a parameter for this. I'm going to say bool danger mode. And I'm going to link this to our game state, which we'll create eventually. I'm going to say right click, let's make transition, intro, and then transition to here, prop swing, and then transition back to our idle. So what do I want to do? I want to say condition from axe idle, which is nothing. I want to set my condition danger mode. When this is true, play this intro, and then because this one, after it's done playing, I want to make sure it's not a loop, so it's just a one trigger and it'll go after it's done. So now that it's not going to loop, it's going to say what happens when we're done. Exit time just means it's going to move on to the next animation over this amount of time. So it's going to move to our prop swing, and that's as long as danger mode is true. So prop swing is set to loop. So that's going to loop forever unless our condition changes, which is going to be if danger mode is false. It's going to go back, transition back to our idle, which is nothing. So that's how we can set up that prop. I'm going to save this game as we are now. Going to go to our scene, and right now we have nothing triggering danger mode, so we can't really see anything here. But just for fun, I'm going to do this. I'm just going to set it so we can see. Danger mode. Okay, pretty quick. I'm going to adjust those exit times, but you can see it's working. And when we go out, it's just like that. Okay, So you get the gist of how things work here. It's kind of rough, but I don't want to spend forever showing you something you guys can do on your own time. I just want to show you the mechanics of this stuff. So I'm going to pause the video, set up the animations for all the other props, and then I'll come and regroup with you. Alright, see you in a sec here. Alright, and we're back. So I've just gone ahead and created all the animations that we're going to need to finish up this course's tutorials. Now I'm going to start by quickly reviewing what I have here. So first we have this vase, and all I did was create a vase blinking animation. When I hit play, there it is, just 2 samples and 2 sprite objects that's included in the environment artwork here for our vase. I just drag that in and that's all. And with everything, what I've done here is I've set up our nodes as I created an empty state, set it to idle, set that to default. So when you hit play, it doesn't just start animating all your objects everywhere, right? So, and then I just create a condition. And this one I set danger. I don't want to do that. I want to say vase indicator. I'll just set that for this one and set it to true, vase indicator true, when the player's in range, and when he's not, then stop blinking. It's one of those heads up display type deals. So that's pretty cool. And then I just have our flame. Now I set up an animator, just a prop torch flame. I set that to be default to always be animating. So when we hit start our game, you'll see it's just kind of growing and shrinking a little bit just to add some dynamic to our game. Okay, and then this one here is our trip plate. And this one is just a simple trip plate start, sprites. I just dragged in the sprites of it going down, set the samples to 8, and there we have it. And this one I want to be triggered when our character walks into it. Okay, so I'm going to go to our animator, and you see I want to set our idle as default. Oops, I don't know what happened there. Oh, I hit that one. Set as default. And then I want our transition. I just defaulted to danger because everything's going to be pretty much danger. But this one I just want to say start danger. Because when we walk into it, it's going to start danger with this animation. And then with this, I just want to make sure it's not looping. Because if it's looping, it's just going to constantly go. I want it to play once and then stop at the last frame, which will be in the ground. So that one's set up. And now what's next? We have this door opening. This one, very simple. In our animator, I have an idle default, so it's not going to animate until we win the game. Then it'll play that animation non-looping, so it'll stop at the last frame. Same with this door too, and all it is it just opens up. Simple as that. Okay, and I have that on this one too. Now you'll want to get the keyhole to be shrink and disappear as well. I didn't go ahead and do that, but you guys can do that. You're smart enough to do that yourself now. Okay, and now moving on. What else? Oh yeah, the moon was the last one here. So this moon, the danger, I've set it to be prop moon danger in. When it comes into danger mode, I have this set to idle. So danger in. It's going to go and it's going to play this danger in animation when danger mode is active. We're going to access those through scripts in a later lesson. Set it to play this, and as soon as danger mode goes false again, then it'll play the danger mode out. So it'll move the moon back out of frame. Okay, and then it'll replace it back with the other moon. So in our scene view here, if I just click on this and I'll hit play, danger moon in, it's just going to come up and replace that moon. That's all it is. And then danger mode out, I'm going to go, it's going to start up in that position, then it's going to go back down when danger mode is set back to false. This moon, I have the exact same thing going on here. The prop moon's safe. It's the exact same thing, just reversed order. So when it's danger mode in, it's coming. When it goes back to safe mode, that moon will come up and replace it. When safe mode, or when danger mode gets active, it's going to go back out. Just like so. And then this moon's going to come up at the same time. We'll trigger these and see how we can do that in a later lesson. Alright, so that is all of our prop animations covered, all our game character animations covered. Okay, and now it's time to move on to the next course within this module. And the next course is going to cover all about how we can utilize these animations and add some interactivity with these other objects with our character, and use these objects to trigger game state changes and player state changes. So we're going to learn a lot in the next course, and I can't wait to see you there.